Don't be emotional. Understand what's going on here and handle your business. $14.54 million is on the table. I don't like the fact that you're franchised. Please don't get me wrong. I think he deserves his money. I think he deserves somewhere around 17 or 18 million a year, whatever he thinks that number is or the going rate is for the top running back in football. He can make a legitimate argument, D'Angelo, that he's worthy of that. I understand that. Not to mention the fact that he just turned 26 on February 18th. He's got years to go in his career. Usually when you're 30 and above, they start easing you out, if not pushing you out already, particularly when you're playing the running back position. So because of that reality, it elevates the level of importance for him to get it now, more so than ever before, because time's running out, because it's just 4 years away from them saying, you know what, you're finished, we're about to ease you out. So I don't knock him for getting his money. The flip side to it, however, is you talk about retiring at 26. That's nonsense. Stop the stupidness. You know better. There ain't no job out there that you're going to get that's going to pay you $14.54 million. Be the businessman that you are. They have the right. It's not like you're settling for the $14.54 as opposed to more numbers. They have the right, according to NFL rules, to franchise tag you, which means nobody else can give you the money without their okay. And because that's a maze that you've got to go through before you get your money, this is the situation that you have to deal with. Do what you can over the next 4 months until July to try to negotiate a long-term deal. You're on the record saying you're already closer than you were last year. And the worst case scenario is that you're going to be making $14.54 million, which you will not get back. You be a businessman, leave emotions out of the equation, and make the best business decision. Sure. For yourself.
But the issue is not the couple $1 million difference between what he's going to get if he's franchise tagged and what he thinks he's worth. Of course, Le'Veon Bell, if you're just going on value, is worth more dollars than any other running back. He is the best player who plays that position. He's number one. And that's pretty clear cut, by the way. He's number one. When he's on the field, gives you the best overall production. The issue is, with the tag, you're eating up the prime of a position that has a very short prime. So teams are not going to pay extravagant numbers to running backs who are going to be past 29, 30 years old. He just turned 26. So really what he knows is, and even though when you franchise tag a guy multiple times, the dollars go up every year, what he knows is they're going to tag me again next year. What would you do if you were Pittsburgh? I'd tag him again. Even if you had to tag him again and then you're overpaying him a little bit per year, but it's just for that 1 year, you're always going to get what you paid for. If he doesn't produce, then you're out of the contract. The problem is the way football players are guaranteed dollars, those dollars are prorated over years. The longer the future they think you have in front of you, the more guaranteed dollars they'll give you. Le'Veon Bell knows they're going to tag me again. I'm going to be 27. I'm not going to come up for a contract until I'm 28 years old. And at that point, they're going to tell me, well, you only have a year or two left in your prime, so we're not going to guarantee you a lot of money. If he stays healthy, he'll make 40, 50 million. No, you don't have to cry for him, but he will never get the money he's worth because the system is designed to suppress the long-term dollars, the guaranteed dollars of players, and it especially kills running backs.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Everything you're saying is correct. Everything you're saying is correct. Le'Veon definitely has to look at this as a business. He has to say, hey, look, this is definitely not what I want, but I'm still making $14.54 million. The next year, he'll make whatever that increase is. The next year, if they franchise him, which I think they can only do one more time, right?
Yeah.
And so, kind of situation with Kirk Cousins. You don't want it have to be franchised because we all want security, longevity. We want to be able to know you can twist the ankle or break a bone or tear a knee, and I can still come back to my job, as opposed to on a franchise tag, it's like, you know, that next year, say he tears an ACL. That next year, his values drop tremendously.
Okay.
And so that's that's their excuse as a front office or organization or any other team. Mm-hmm. And so for him, I never went out there and played as, the fear of getting hurt. I don't think he plays that way. He, like you said, is the best running back in the National Football League. And I don't even say he's a running back because he does so much for that football team.
Right.
As a player, right, I want him. As a coach, I want him.
Well, let me interrupt you because, see, you're going through the car wash today at ESPN.
Okay,
you know
okay.
And I think you're going to do a good job, my brother. But it's a beautiful thing that you started off on First Take because, you see, here on this show, we going to get to the point
Okay.
You got to make a decision, D'Angelo.
All right.
Are you going to retire? Or you gonna take the money? I get your breakdown, and you know because you play, we did it. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know what my boys on NFL Live or Beyond might let you do. But on this show, you understand? I want a decision, D'Angelo. If you have to make a call, what's it gonna be? You gonna retire at age 26?
Oh no, that's not.
Knowing that you could come back, knowing that you can unretire.
Yeah,
but are you gonna retire
no.
or you gonna take the 14.54 million? Which one is it?
Everybody's taking that money.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Taking that
I just want to make sure.
He's just saying that because it sounds good.
I'm taking 14 million.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
No one in the history of the world ever turned that down.
No one believes him that he's retired.
Especially knowing they don't have anybody behind him who can do what he does.
Yeah.
He has to threaten.
Angelo, I want to jump on something you said because I agree. Le'Veon Bell is more than a running back. And all the elite running backs nowadays got to be able to catch passes out of the backfield. And they line up Le'Veon all over. I can line him up on the outside and the slot all over. Is he a good enough receiver to be like, okay, you want to get me, do me as a running back? I'm a receiver now. Remember when Jimmy Graham
did that and say he was a receiver? Yeah. You know, I don't think Jimmy Graham won that, right?
Nope.
Yeah, he didn't win.
Is he good enough
not
to be a
gonna win
receiver?
that. He's good enough to be a receiver. Can he go out there and be a receiver every single down? No. I don't think he gives you just that straight line speed. What makes him great at running back is he is that shifty. He's patient. He has tremendous just ability to just the knack for just making plays, and that's what he brings as a receiver as well.
Let me tell you a little story. One of my favorite stories that ever happened in the NFL, because I do think that Emmitt Smith has, Le'Veon Bell has a chance, and I'm using Emmitt Smith. That's why the name came up. Y'all remember when the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl years ago? And Jerry Jones, who paid Troy Aikman, decided that he want to play hardball with Emmitt Smith, right? Emmitt Smith doesn't play in the preseason. Emmitt Smith starts out the regular season. They lose game 1. Emmitt Smith starts out and he misses the game 2 of the season. They lose. They go 0-2. And Jimmy Johnson, the Super Bowl champion coach for the Dallas Cowboys, gets asked a question. And he literally goes like this, Max. He's just completely frustrated because he's trying to win a Super Bowl, and you got my man, Emmitt Smith, sitting out because he won his money. How could you get in the way of this? That's what you do if you Le'Veon Bell. But I'm not talking about retiring. I don't want to advocate this. I feel bad, but your recourse might be. I certainly don't wish this on my man Mike T, because this ain't him, Mike Tom. This ain't his fault. You understand what I'm saying? This is business above him. But what I'm saying is, if you're Le'Veon Bell, it seems to me like the only recourse you have is, dare I say, to be a little bit disruptive. You know, delay your return. You understand what I'm saying? For as much as you could possibly get away with it.
Here's the
Maybe
problem.
miss a game or two.
Here's the difference.
You understand?
He
Make
does
them
deserve
feel a
security.
pinch.
No doubt.
Make them feel a pinch.
But here's the difference. Let's say Bill Belichick and Tom Brady retired, right? And you looked at Pittsburgh and you go, they're the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. But boy, they're going to need Le'Veon Bell. Then I would think, you know what, you're right. Sometimes you bite the bullet if you're a franchise. You realize you're going to pay a guy past his prime. You're going to lose some money on that. But there's a huge high-leverage moment right now.
You're sounding like that's an aberration. That sounds like a very accurate depiction of what's going on in Pittsburgh as far as I'm concerned.
Except Pittsburgh has not instilled enough people, I don't think, with the confidence. Like when push comes to shove, you never actually pick them to win the Super Bowl. You go, boy, they're going to be a tough out.
Right
Maybe
now,
get to the AFC Championship game.
But I'm coming to your point. I'm saying to you, the reason we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers as a Super Bowl title contender is because of Le'Veon Bell. As big time as Antonio Brown is, he got his money. We know Ben is contemplating retirement, vacillating back and forth, but he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know you got Juju and Martavis and those boys. It's about Le'Veon.
He's the most important offensive player.
D'Angelo, if you're Le'Veon, it's like, yo, I might need to miss a couple of games.
Nah, you
make them feel that pinch.
You absolutely have to do that. But for me, if I'm him, I'm not saying a word. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on social media.
That's true.
Hey, look, I'm not going to do that. That's the number y'all got for me. This is the number I'm thinking I should get or I want. Cool. If that's where y'all at, that's where I'm at. I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
You know what's tough with football though, because they beat you guys in the head with this sacrifice for the team and and the players drink the Kool-Aid, they buy it, the great ones, and then they turn around in the moment of truth and they go, "Well, sure, you're worth a couple $1 million more, but this is business, and we're not going to give it to you because we're going to pay someone else."
You know why it's not hard? Because Le'Veon has already talked enough. I love my brother. It was nice interviewing him during Super Bowl week. Nice watching him throughout the season. We've gone at it on Twitter a couple of times, but that's my brother. I got nothing but love for him. And he's big time and deserves his money. But he has talked enough. You're absolutely right. How much chirping do you need to do? We know you deserve the money. You know you deserve the money. You have spoken about it.
Clearly
We're speaking about it. There's nothing else to say.
He knows.
There's nothing else to say.
He knows he can't do anything. He's doing what he can. He's rattling the cage as much as he can. He knows nothing's going to happen.
To your earlier point, the injuries, etc., the man deserves security for sure, and they have the second best odds of winning the Super Bowl right now behind the Patriots, according to